characters in at least tournaments right away, and I think people kind of go with the gentleman's agreement. They're not going to use them in scrims as well. Yeah, Hyper does switch over to the Jets, only locking in that Cypher. A pretty strong composition. Omen seems to be still pretty good. The flashes and the smokes are pretty useful. The TP comes in handy quite a lot. We see a Reyna and a Sage from Bob. So interesting, Sage did receive a few buffs quite a while ago now. To a wall, a few changes after she received heavy nerfs. So she did need them, and I have seen a few people pick her up here and there, but not really too much. That's interesting. And Reyna, I think Reyna's always going to be pretty good just because of how her kit works. I feel like the ability to dismiss and the ability to heal off a kill is going to be pretty powerful, especially if you've got good aim. Just the ability to snowball off rounds, like you're never really guaranteed to lose a round in a situation where you're playing Reyna or you have 4 orbs available, because even if you're in a 1v5, right, you can get 1 kill and you can pretty much always work the 1v1s unless you lose the first engagement. So I do feel like she's a strong character. Flashes, you know, obviously they're not amazing. They can get shut down and they don't really do too much, but again, it is like, it does divert the enemy's aim when you throw one out through a position. We are going to start the game. It looks like Delta are going to be looking over here towards A. Going very slowly. Some information is found out. Cypher sees someone with the camera. You get a little bit of information. They do check this corner, but Confix peeks out, finds 2, gets flashed, but no one's there to take them down. Hit with the boombot, so they are down to quite low health. Managed to find another one long range with that frenzy. Dream does take down Sage on the site, so it is back down into a very winnable situation. A 2v3 not Raze. Because I've been out of the casting scene too long in this game anyway, a couple of weeks. Jet is very low. Turbine finds the right click, loses a little bit of armor, but he still has some left. He has the bomb and he needs to be able to get over to site, but Dream finds another kill. Reyna is at 1 HP, finds another kill, but she's going to be able to heal fully up. Omen should have peeked quickly, as now Reyna's full HP, and that right click was not enough to kill her. If he had peeked instantly, man, that right click might have just been enough, but see, that's the power of Reyna, man. He's 0 HP, give her 2 seconds, not even that, 1 second around the corner without you seeing it, and she's going to be back up to a pretty manageable position. That round goes the way of Bob. Reigns feeling pretty confident. He's hovering at the possibility of buying a Phantom. No head armor, which I don't think will be the right play, to be honest. I feel like you're leaving yourself quite open to the possibility of being sheriffed. We do see Hyper pick one up, so I don't really feel like this is a play. Maybe they're just feeling really confident with this aim. If they do go down and give a Phantom over to the other team, then it's going to be really bad. Still challenging this peak in middle, and Hyper doesn't quite line the headshot up, so I think both people are lucky to not be dead right now. Bomb is going down on B. Nobody's dead yet. Omen jumps out a little bit too far. Try and TP back across, but he got the bomb down, and that was all he was really there for. He did his job. Nice shot from Hyper, making up for the ones he may have missed earlier. This wall is covering quite a lot of ground there with a nice little readjustment. They take everyone down. They got the bomb, they got 1 kill, but it's not going to really amount to much. That just means that one person they kill has the possibility of upgrading to a Phantom or a better weapon in this coming round. Maybe if Configs wants to upgrade, drop Peeves, you know, his Spectre, they will have a better chance for sure. Dev there looks like he's gone for the Vandal. Yeah, Configs, he has done exactly what I said. Well, sometimes I'm a little bit smart, sometimes. Although that was definitely the obvious thing to do, so it's not really, you know, like 5,000 IQ type stuff. The Delta are going to have full buy. Sage looks like she's just wanting free wall. But he thinks better of it. She's feeling confident going for these angels at the start of mine. And the thing about placing mid is that you don't know if Sage is on top of it, so you can't really peek it at the start of the round and spam it down quickly and when it's vulnerable. They almost found spam through the bot box there. But does it really matter? Reyna's got a Phantom. If she finds a close range headshot, I mean, she even gets healed from Sage. This Reyna has so much effective health in a game with the Sage on her team that it's kind of insane. Already back up to 70 HP. Not that they knew she was low, right? So it's not too bad. If you knew that Reyna was 1 HP, she hadn't got a kill, I guess you know that Sage is there and he might have healed her up, but you know what I mean? Like, you're not getting aggressive because you think Reyna's 0 HP, and it turns out she's full because of a Sage heal. Which is good. But at the same time, you would kind of just like to let her still be on 5 HP without knowing, because that just means you take the duel and she dies in one shot, and you're like, oh well, my job's done. We do have a very slow play over here towards C. Sonny is doing his job of lurking over on A, taking his time, trying to play mind games with his Jet. In the meanwhile, though, Hyper executes onto C, finds initial kill, picked up by Devda, but Turbine is there. Take that one back. 3v4, they have a Bladestorm available, Omen has from the Shadows. Hyper finding kill over towards Garage, gets traded out long range by Saib. That's not really what you want to see. And Saib again, peeking out through Garage, finding Sonny, who was lurking over there towards middle from information of Jet. He was over there prior to the round. Back down into a 2v1. Hyper though, coming in pretty huge for his team. Dream, a little bit sketchy there. He peeks out for the kill towards CT, and if he didn't get that one, then Hyper wasn't really in a situation to trade it instantly. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, but you know, these things happen. And he got the kill at the end of the day, so no harm, no foul. But you know, if you're trying to improve, then you just got to think, right, there's no reason for me to peek CT. My teammate just killed them. We know where the last person is. We're in a 2v1. Just play for the double peek. Just, you know, just if you want to... If you're in another situation like that, similar, if you're in a 2v1, you always want to try and play to double peek your enemy, just because it gives you that extra chance of winning the duel. Unless your enemy hits like an insane flick or something, it's going to be pretty hard to win. And Omen is going to go for a nice aggressive play over towards C. Gets the information that nobody is there. He's not going to pick up the ult orb, trying to play for kills here, which I think is the right play. But there is no one there, so it's not going to amount to too much. A lot of footsteps over here towards A is going to call for the rotate, but now Omen is in a pretty nice position in towards spawn. Are they going to check him or not? I don't think they are at all. Are they even going to need to? Dream is here. He does die, Omen. But Omen only got one, so he's going to get traded out, and it's not really the worst situation. If Thieves had a better weapon, he could have definitely done a lot more with that. Sonny M finds a nice kill into Devda. They have C pretty much open. Turbine's got a TP over there, but the bomb's going down on B. He might have a nice little flank kind of a situation. Sonny goes down to the Berkey from UWNC. I don't know, maybe the call there should have been rotate over towards C. What Omen was. They're over there and ready to help. Instead, Brain's going to peek out for that. Bomb is apt. Hyper knows better than to fall for that one. He's playing it very safely. He does have a nice position here, but he's not checking the right side. Obviously, you know they're not on the bomb. Well, maybe you don't know they're not on the bomb. That was very unfortunate. They almost had the perfect timing, but, you know, thinking Reyna was still stood on top of it. Obviously, she wasn't defusing, but you never really know where she's gone. You just kind of got timing. Almost had the perfect timing yourself, but not quite. Unfortunately, it's going to be 3 rounds for Bob. Feeling pretty happy with themselves. That was a nice little kind of force buy round with the stingers there. Yo. Oh, yo, here's for the follow me. 22 minutes ago I missed that one, my bad. We are forced onto Sheriff's. Bladestorm is available and it is used on the side of Hyper. I like that he's using this very freely. He does find the kill onto Reyna as well. Unfortunately, he doesn't have quite the same capabilities of healing. But he got the reset on his Bladestorm. He picked up a gun that he can drop to his teammate and he's going to do exactly that. So now they're in a pretty good situation. 4v3. They don't really have much information as to where everyone is at the moment. But if they just gamble towards a site, then it's not going to work out too badly for them because Omen is actually falling off right there. Omen is probably playing it safe here. I would fall off. You're not really trying to play for the defense. You know, what are the chances of you defending 1v4, right? Pretty slim. So he's just going to play it really nice and safely and wait for his teammates to come in for the retake. Definitely what I would have gone for as well, especially with a res available, man. I forgot about that res. They're coming in, reviving Saib as their teammates slowly come in for the retake, but Confix finds the Jet pushing out a little bit too aggressively and kills them with the Bladestorm of their own. A nice little adjustment to the head. of that player and taking down another one. A nice little 3k for them. And that was a really nice sequence of events for them. Nice effective retake situation. When they get the defuse with plenty of time to spare. But remember, they just lost 2 players in a round against revolvers. You know, maybe Delta are starting to warm up a little bit coming into this round. With some Vandals, Phantoms are readily available, and they're looking for blood. You know, they want to start winning some rounds now because of how short the halves are in this game. You don't want to go down too much, because it can easily snowball out of your control. But at the same time, it's so easy to come back because of how close the gaps are going to be, because of the fewer rounds that are in the game. Ooh, that was nice dreaming, finding XQWNC through the door right there. He survived on 1 HP through the door in a previous round, but it's not going to happen again. He gets taken down cleanly. Got through the dome, through the wall. A little off angle from the Cypher isn't going to catch Hyper out. Luckily he didn't die for it either, so he gets a little bit of information. Not really too sure how much you can do with that, but still. It looks like they're trying to rotate over here towards the C area of the map. Cypher again, aiming for this Lark phase, but doing it quite well in the previous rounds, especially in the previous game. When he comes in with a TP, is spotted out by the drone, so he's just going to opt to back up. Got Hyper with a really nice timing over here towards Garage, cleans them both up, knowing that they'll be scared of this showstopper from just forgetting character names, man. I don't know. It's slipping my brain. From Raze. You know, I can remember the name of a role, but not the name of the character. Makes sense. And in a 2v4 now, this would be a pretty good situation to save. Instead, they're going to opt to go for the exit kills. Vibe isn't good for that one. Conflict is pushing into the side. They're just looking for any consolation prizes you can get. It looks like he's going to get at least one. If not, maybe more than that. A little bit of a lineup there over towards the long. They do have smokes available, so they might go for the stick. Finds another kill. They do still have a little bit of time. Not really enough now, though. It's ticked down a little bit too far. Looks like they're going for the martyrdom dime with the bomb. Hopefully they can keep people there long enough for them to go down with it too. No, they're out and safe from the range of the spike explosion. And now, I mean, they've got money to buy this round. Maybe not fully. They could buy light armor and afford 4 rifles across the board quite easily. Could drop a Bulldog. A Jet could easily drop a Bulldog for Reyna. And it's just going to go with a Spectre. I mean, you know, I would kind of want Reyna to have the better weapon here in this kind of a situation. Just because you want her to get the initial kill. If Reyna isn't getting the initial kill, okay, they do have ult, so they're going to pop that with a Spectre. So it's definitely not the worst kind of situation to have with this combination of weapons. They're going to go for a nice aggressive play over towards mid. Hopefully find something. That Turbine is actually going to go down. A really nice utility usage is going to force Reyna out of that corner extremely quickly. She got no usage out of that Empress. Hyper finding the kill through the garage doors. This is looking like a very clean round for Delta. Hopefully they're going to be holding for the flank. Azio was not aware for side being camped in that little corner. And Hyper was not aware that Dev could have flanked through a garage. So all of a sudden 5v2 has delved into a very winnable situation. Vibe is spotted out, but Reyna might have a really nasty flank. Nobody's going to expect her to be in this situation because they can't come from garage, they can't come from mid really because Sage is there, so this should be a guaranteed round just off the back of this play from Dream, but it's not even needed. They can go for that play again in a follow-up round, and it's not going to be expected then either because it wasn't needed. His teammates find the kills cleanly. That's nice. You know, when a play like that comes in, when you don't get kills, you kind of feel like a little bit, you know, disheartened, right? Like, oh, I just made this nice play, but it didn't result in anything. But at least you didn't whiff, right? At least you didn't get behind that Cypher, miss the kill, and then die. Because now you've at least got the opportunity to go for a similar play again if you kind of know the map. You know, like know the lay of the map and where people are. But not really the end of the world. Looking for some longer Sheriff headshots over here towards long. Finds a little bit of a tag, but gets hit down low themselves. 6 HP, that's just 2 phantom shots to the body. will go down. Some utility usage is forced out. Jet has no smokes left available. So they're just going to decide to rotate over towards C. A little bit of an over-rotation here from Bob. But I mean, let's be honest, at the end of the day, right, you're at a full sheriff round. You can afford to over-rotate. You can't afford to do, if you're hyper, is, you know, they don't really have the map control. They do get the trade. Sonny finds 2 kills, pops the neural theft. So they're going to know where everyone else is. Razio is there covering for his teammate. He got shot at from behind, but, you know, teamwork, right? That would never happen around here. My teammates would have never given to me, so that's the pros of playing at higher levels of player scrimming. At least I find it a lot more enjoyable than playing ranked. When you're in a kind of situation where you can rely on your teammates to help you out in situations like that. It's very nice, but I mean, I feel like they've been caught out. I mean, Hyper especially, I feel like he's died like 2 or 3 times to people that have gone for aggressive pushes. I think he died to the Omen in their spawn. You know, he just died again towards mid with people who'd pushed up aggressively. I think they just need to kind of be a bit more aware of what could happen on the map, right? If you're not watching mid, right, you're not watching mid, but at least be aware that someone could push straight through it and be pretty much anywhere towards your spawn if no one's covering that angle. They have been caught out multiple times, so I mean, if Bob can just convert those little surprise frags into a round, then it's going to work out quite well for them. And Sage is looking for another surprise kill again. Is on top of this wall, peeks out and doesn't quite find the kill. Hyper does just about have the better timing. Reyna down here on 38 HP was looking for a trade frag, but, you know, like I said before, Reyna can obviously get back to full health, full armor at the click of a button. Well, 2 buttons technically. Side finds a kill over towards spawn though, and again, they're just kind of dying to these aggressive plays. Razio is looking for the trade frag, but instead it's going to be Peef, Cyber, and Configs chiming in for some kills of their own. It's just Turbine left in a pretty dire situation. 3 people are very low. And of course, he's going to peek into the one player that has his full health bar left. Fortunately, he's not going to win that duel. How sad. That was a really good round for them, but again, White coming in from A and just kills happened all over the spot. But still, both teams can afford to buy rifles, so all's well ends well, right? And Delta still have around 3k per player. You know, if you evenly dispersed it, I reckon everyone would have around 3,000. So they can afford to buy this round, the next round as well if they lose, especially if they win, and possibly a little force buy if they lose 2 in a row. Yeah, look at this. They're going for a nice passive play, just playing more of a default, waiting for some aggression to come through, because you know that they've been playing aggressive. So just wait for that aggression to come through, win the aim duels, and then proceed to go onto a site from there. Turbine not quite able to find the long range kill with the Phantom. Probably a better situation to have a Vandalin, and Reyna gets aggressive towards Garage. I think the first time that's actually worked this game, but you know, keep trying and they'll succeed eventually, right? Well, I was told at school, so you know, gonna have some merit.
Shadows traveling.
Storms again picked up. Hyper finds a trade, but Peefs is right on the tip of his toes. Getting that one back, but from the shadows from Omen. Goes over towards A, drops the spike, and now, you know, he really needed that kill. Neural theft comes through, so they're going to get the information. This Jet is towards B. He's probably going to go down because of that information. They are. Ray's left alive. They don't actually know they've got the spike, I don't think. But it's fine, because Cyber was there defending it. Maybe they did. And yeah. That was quite unfortunate. The Omen TP might have worked out well. The bait comes through, but Cyber was ready for it, holding the angle nice and safe, not pushing aggressively, trying to stop the plant.
Yes, this should do.
Worked out well for them. 6-4 right now.
I will find you.
Whoa. Excuse me, yawning in the middle of a broadcast. That's not very cool. Oh well, this Cypher cage again comes through towards Long. They're going to walk out through it. No one really there to challenge them. You know, they can do whatever they want. Spam comes through from Turbine. I mean, you've got to be careful with spamming through smokes with the Vandal. Those tracers are relatively easy to track back to their original location. Most people find the Phantom is the weapon of choice for spamming through smokes. Looking here at Sonny again, aggressive over here towards A long. Jet kind of has two places to look at. Sees the camera and isn't going to peek this angle no more. Valuing her life and the information she just gathered with it. And takes the camera down after a few missed shots. So that calls for the very fast push. Grenade comes through, finds a lot of damage on Conflict, so he has to be forced back underneath Heaven. The showstopper comes through, finds damage. They have to dash onto site to avoid it, and they just go into the open arms of 4 different people's crosshairs.
30 seconds
Goes
left.
down. Sonny might not be aware that Sage is here through the smoke, but I think they touched the cage a little bit, so they should know now. They manage to get out, they get revealed, but not really able to spam through that wall. So luckily they escape with their lives, but no one is really in a position for the res to be useful. They need to get like 1-2 kills before they can start to use it. They're going to peek out, not check the corner. There's too many places on to check on the retake on A. I feel like C is the easiest site to retake, right? If you take A, it is so hard, unless you have a flank coming in through A main, like, you come through Heaven, right, sure, but you're just going to get shot out the air before you can even touch your feet to the ground. You push through main, you've got like a 50-50 angle, and then followed by another 50-50 angle from site to Heaven, and then it just turns into a mess. So, you know, you kind of got to weigh that up when you're thinking, like, can we take A? No. Well, you know, just got to take C then. It's easier to take. You can come through Garage, come through main. A is definitely easier to defend. Bladestorm comes through off Hyper. And the other one, I think, and again, this Reyna is looking for the spam through the door. Doesn't get hit this time. At all, actually. I have an operator, so I mean, I like to see this. Going for an operator pick through a little crack in the door. Work out quite well. Not quite able to find it in that round. The bomb is already starting to get planted. BP comes through and Turbine has a nice little overview of the Sorry. Now Peeps and Dev, though, finding all the trades that they could want, and I feel like Razio is going to go down here to side. They go for the knife. Yes, I appreciate that very much. Hyper though, Bladestorm is popped, sees the Cypher, and he's looking for the kill, finds it, and a nice clutch 3k. Hyper, he's going to be pretty happy about that one.
Switching sides.
And his teammate just got knifed, so they're probably all having a good little giggle in chat as well, or maybe they're cursing each other out, who knows. Oh, you got knifed, or how could you get knifed in a scrim? You're so bad. Something along the lines of that. You know, I hope not. I would assume it's all that. As long as it doesn't happen in the more important games. The scrims, after all, it's where you come to learn. And ever so quickly, 6-6 is the scoreline that we've got on the board.
Here.
We're back for the second pistol round of the game. Obviously, the teams have switched. Delta is now on the defensive side. And Bob are trying to break that down over on the attacking side. Hyper, I mean, if he was looking for aggression here, he wasn't going to work out because he was a little bit delayed. He's going to lose that duel with the Frenzy. You know, I just don't really feel like the Frenzy is... I don't like it, man. Like, if you had any other weapon in that situation, you would have probably won the duel. But just because the spray of the Frenzy missed by that little bit, you lose it. And it's just really not what you want to see. Sonny with a nice another camera placement here. Sees 2-3 people. There is a wall CT, so they can't really act very quickly on that information. Turbine's breaking through the wall, gets shot at, but finds the readjustment, and Devtha is going to be kicking himself after that one. Thieves gets a kill on Sonny through the smoke, and again, look, there's just 50-50 angles all over the place when you're coming through CT. It's going to be so impossible for this retake to work out. Razio is down to 8 HP, is going to get peeked by 3 people towards that 10 little angle, and surely one of them's going to hit, and eventually they do. Omen finds that one. And they are going to instantly come into buying Spectres. They have Ghosts available, and they could use them instead of upgrading their weapons, but they do like to buy this upgraded weapon. We saw it in the previous round. UWNC went with the Vandal after winning the first. He's going to do it again, Light Armor Vandal. Evda's doing the same thing, and if we see a few more Sheriffs come out for Delta, they might be able to strip some of these away. I mean, even a classic right-click at close range could probably one-shot with light armor. I think it can even one-shot without light armor. You can see? Look at that. The Frenzy takes them down. They find a Vandal, and suddenly this round is looking very, very scary if you're on the side of Bob. I mean, you've got a Vandal on the enemy team, you don't know what other weapons they've got, they could have anything. On the flip side, they do have full A control, and Config is over here towards spawn. Bomb goes down, Side finds another kill. This Vandal finds a trade, so you're going to kind of have to play off Hyper here. Make your teammates go in first, and Hyper goes for the trade frags, but it's going to be so hard yet again on this A side of the map. They opt to go for Heaven, which, you know, you're probably going to die before your feet touch the floor. If you even get out of this window in the first place. Smokes come through. Side is going to get first one. Configs and Devda chiming in with kills of their own, picking up some of the slack. Like I said, it's just so hard to retake that site. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know what you could really do about that, but you've got this tiny little entranceway on A to come through. Through towards spawn. And then you've got, literally, you've got to jump out a window. Retake from the other place. So, yeah, I don't really see you retaking A site unless you have a flank or somebody messes up when they have to plant the situation. Aid comes through, finds some damage onto Configs. Configs, not sure. Hyper takes a little bit of damage, but maybe trying to re-peek now. Thinks better of it. His Dream in a nice situation to maybe catch someone off guard, but Cypher sees it. I think. Yeah, Cypher sees it, the camera gets shut down. Flashes come through. And Dream, you know, he might have been able to find one there, but even if he did, he was definitely doomed to die.
Cage trigger.
Sonny now knows that there was a Sage trying to push in towards Garage. So he's not quite too sure where the enemy are going to end up. That is going to be a pretty good signal for him though. Bomb going down shows them that they are on A, and Razio actually finds a nice kill onto Thieves. Checks that angle after hearing the TP come through.
Scanning ahead.
Reveals come through, spotting only one person. They are in a 3v4 retake on A, and I would not go for this at all. Like, exactly, you know, Side just finds that initial kill. Prince just peeks out, finds the trades. There's just no way. There's just so many angles you have to check all at the same time. There's nothing you can do. How do you retake that, especially at a player disadvantage? You know, if I were an IGL, I would have called for a save in that particular situation. I honestly don't think you can retake A unless you have someone coming in for a flank, or you have loads of flashes and smokes available, or the enemy messed up. I don't think there's any other situation where it's going to work out. And, yeah. They opt to not save their money. They're going to go for some sheriffs in this round. And configs. I don't know. I know a guy with that kind of a name that's spelled like that, only it's config, so I'm not sure. I know with the classic finds the first kill of the round. Side is not going to let that one slide though.
I have retrieved the spike.
Gets the trade, but I mean, dying at that range to a classic is going to be quite unfortunate. Caught a little off guard, and Sonny is looking to push over here. Gets that little camera that we saw earlier, but he's not going to see anyone through it. Hyper actually takes Configs down with the operator over towards A long. So he's got this up, he's got Bladestorm available again. He can back off, drop this weapon to one of his teammates, but the map's kind of split right now. I don't even know if he can get to his team. That's going to be a big help though. Dream finds Reyna with a nice placed shot from the Sheriff. It's a 4v2. This round started out so well and it went so horribly wrong. I mean, it started out well because of the buy. Pretty much went wrong instantly. It died into a classic at the start of the round. And Razio
30 seconds
Peek's
left.
back sight is going to be good for checking that one. And Saib is pretty much caught in the middle of no man's land. He finds the first kill. Sonny was not prepared for him to be in that corner. The Hyper, you know, he's going to be able to find kills onto people who aren't looking at him quite well. Especially with an operator. Yeah, I would say it's a pretty relatively easy weapon to use in this game. And he was distracted by that reveal dart, so he's going to turn around. Quite sure what exactly is going on. And this game is still not quite neck and neck. Pretty close. Sniper again going to go for an aggressive peek here. Got an AWP again. A little bit dangerous knowing the enemy have an AWP. I now know that it is not over here because I just heard it get shot somewhere else. Conflict. He's pop his blade, so I'm getting spotted out by the camera. Pushes out over towards site. Not quite sure where Cypher's playing from, and Hyper finds the first kill with his operator. Picked up from a fallen enemy. Sonny is there for the trade though. If he had only been a second quicker, he could have avoided his teammate's death. But nevertheless, they get the kill. Like I've said, 1-for-1 trades always favour the defensive side. Unless it's in the last 1v1, you know. Bombs been planted, that kind of a situation I don't think it would. And yeah, 4v3, so they can pretty much just play retakes right now. They can retake. I feel like maybe if you have a player's advantage, retaking A will not be the hardest thing in the world. To do that, Sony actually needs to live through the onslaught of enemies coming towards him. A little bit of the camera off here. And the flashes come through. Cypher is flashed out. He needs to at least get 1-for-1 right now, and he does. He finds another one, pops in the AWP death, and actually readjusts onto Cyber. Rare whiff from Cyber. We've seen him be pretty on point with his aim in the past. Not in the past. In the previous parts of this game. But you know, that's just proof that everyone whiffs. He's currently playing Cypher and he's going 16-11 on his team. But obviously he is a very good player. And he still managed with that kill. Quite unfortunate. And he realised it in chat, he said OMG, I think. Yeah. Unfortunate. You know, it happens to the best of us. Even I, you know me, sometimes I wish occasionally. Not very often, sometimes. On a rare occasion. Even people as great as me with. Rare occasion. I'm hard pressed to find a clip of that on the internet anyway. And this game is almost brought back to an even point. 9-8 right now, and a nice aggressive grenade. Finds a little bit of damage, but Profix finds a kill onto Hyper, so now they have lost their main operator, User, the start of the round, and also their main fragger.
Exactly where you are.
Hero theft comes through as well, so they know where everybody is. Omen, though, with a nice TP, might be able to catch Rainer out from the opposite side, but if he jumps up here, he's going to die. Oh, that's a scary situation to be in. Funny though, finds another kill. He's been quite good at defending his A side of the map. He can find another, no, not quite. The 2-for-1 is more than you can really ask him to do in that kind of a situation. And Dream is already on the site, finds one. Nice readjustment with the spray transfer. They don't really know where the last person is, but they can just stick it. Rainer can't do a damn thing about it. Razio is even going to find that kill. So there is an operator somewhere for them to pick up. They're going to get it. Showstopper's charge. Ventus Fury is also available. And they have tied the scoreline, most importantly. Leaving their enemy with not too much money to speak of. If they lose this round, they're going to have to go for a force buy or an eco. Delta have done a pretty good job of reversing the situation. Sniper has another opportunity to shine with his op. Peeking towards mid here. Instead of wherever it was last time, I've already forgotten. It'd be nice to have a good memory. Alas, I do not. He's just looking for anything here towards mid. Might catch Rainrock. He's flashed, but if he can get the right timing, he does see them revealed, but misses it, unfortunately. I don't know if you can see revealed players when you're flashed. I couldn't quite say. It's fine because he makes up for it. He readjusts, finds the kill, and he knows that there's another person in that corner. Shock darts come through, finding a little bit of damage. Not too much, mind you, but a little bit is better than none. In the meantime, Side has pushed all the way through Garage. Smokes comes through. Smokes come through, and it's up to Turbine here to defend his bomb site. He finds one. He hasn't really been tested too much in this round, in this game, on this side of the map previously. Just going to hide away from the reveal dot, pushing over here towards Garage to peek it. Almost finds the Cypher who's fading away from Garage. You can call that to his team. Oh, Cypher just ran. So readjust. Play for pick, see what happens.
Last player standing.
And Razio does just that.
30 seconds left.
Are not aware that Kha'Zix is on the A side of the map. They are going to be aware now. They should have heard that bomb plant sound. But they need to play together. They know by now that it was a fake. And they need to just stick together. If they line up right here, Kha'Zix might find a nice little two-man piece, but he gets his knife out. Readjustment though, and he's actually on for the round. He's not going to find it, Razio. Fortunately enough for him, is going to be able to find a couple of body shots. But that, I mean, I would like to say it was a nice kind of a sequence from the Jet. I mean, you kill one person in a 1v3 and then whip your knife out, like, you know. Lucky that they didn't die. Also, you know, it shows skill that they actually managed to readjust with that kill. Quite flashy. Something that, you know, if you didn't know the situation, you would see it in a highlight reel and be like, damn, that was pretty clean. The benefit of hindsight is that the player there, and he didn't want to whip your knife out in that kind of a situation. Sonny is going to go for a little bit of an aggressive play, but only to drop down some utility. That's good, because there's 5 people coming towards his side of the map, and if he had got aggressive and died, then he would have given the enemy a better weapon, which is not what you want to do. So he's just going to back up, misses his camera, unfortunately, and he's got 15 seconds to wait, so he's not going to be able to hear any information about what's going on. He's one person, spams them down. Bladestorm comes through from Jet. Looking for anyone, but little of they know. Nobody is defending the site actively. Against the Sheriffs, playing retake A is probably the better idea. Yes, Carmen, how's it going? Hyper finding a kill from heaven. Going towards Saib, and at this point, 5v3 retake is going to be working quite well in their favour against the Sheriff. Bladestorm is the only real thing they need to worry about, not if Kha'Zix misses, but he isn't. Finds 2, man. This guy's aim is crispy, he just can't find enough kills with it. And they do end up losing that round. Giving the defuse over to the teammates so they can get the right the ult charge points distributed evenly. I do think the game is all fun and games, right? As you're there teabagging his teammate, obviously you wouldn't do that if your teammate was triggered, so, you know, everyone's having a good time. Nice to see. But there is a res available. We have only seen res used, I believe, once this game. And it's kind of the thing you want to use, like, kind of as off cooldown as much as possible, right? Put your teammates in the most advantageous situation they can be. You know, if you get a 1-for-1 trade, use it. So that 1-for-1 trade is suddenly turned into just a straight up kill. Chiefs is actually going to stick this over towards CT spawn. It is going to get checked. Razio is going to lose that trade. He's going to get killed very swiftly afterwards. But that just gives Cypher a opportunity using your theft turbine. Was thinking about using the flash right there. Obviously, go for his going instead. Maybe if you had flashed, you would have found more, but you heard footsteps and he was scared.
You will not kill my ally.
Side is there for the revive, and we saw the raise there push in. You know, once your teammate goes down on the defense, right, you just kind of want to wait for everyone to regroup. No real reason to go in heroically and go for that one D4 retake. Hyper, though, is putting in the work, finds 1 kill onto the Sage. Looking for where everyone else is going to be chilling around that. Sonny M does have an avenue back into the site through garage, but he's not even going to find a first kill. Side peeks towards spawn and finds another one. Looking, you know, pretty even. They're still down 1 round, but considering they just lost 5 in a row, to only be down 1 round just kind of speaks volumes to how well they've been performing in the rest of this game. Especially when you're against Hyper, who's 26 and 17 right now. Operator is on the table again. And he's been looking quite crispy with it. He might look for another opening pick towards this round. And usually, when you get an opening pick with the Operator, it's just a free kill. You're not going to be able to do very much about it. You should be able to get back, readjust, go to whatever site you want. And they are actually going to cover their teammates' aggressive play towards mid. Yeah, that's why you don't spam smokes with a Vandal. That's why you should use your dash to get away after you've taken an AWP shot, no matter what, because you don't know what else is coming. But somehow that does actually work out in a 1-for-1 trade, even though I just told you about how pretty much a free kill. Yeah, the traces are really easy to follow back to their source when you're shooting through a smoke with a Vandal. Sonny M is the last line of defense on the B side of the map. No longer. The wall gets put down and they know that he's there. El Razio, though, finds a kill with the Hunter's Fury. Stops the bomb being planted. I feel like if he hadn't got a kill with the Hunter's Fury, Sonny would have been good for that one anyway. Breaks the wall down with somebody right in front of them. Pinging the spike, has to really just a crosshair through it and can't quite pull it back up to the head of Confix. That is pretty much like a timing situation if ever I've seen one. I'll be pulling my hair and teeth out if that had just happened to me. Holding the angle for what? Upwards of 20 seconds, and then you point your crosshair down, ping the spike, and you die because of it. How would be so mad. And this is a nice play from Delta right now. They're playing it passively, they're just waiting to see what Jet does. They don't really know what's going on, they're just going to wait for the bomb to start to be planted, and who knows, Confix might outbrain himself. Not even have time for the plant. He's got 4 seconds left. If he doesn't start it now, he's not going to get it, and he does. He's going to just about have time. Oh no, he's not. He was milliseconds too late. So that's going to be a free round for the defensive side. I mean, I thought you had 4 seconds to plant. Maybe he started it like a second too late. I mean, obviously he started it a second too late. It's quite unfortunate though. I thought he had it there, to be honest. But oh well, that round was looking pretty dire for him anyway. If he got the bomb down, he might be able to isolate 2 1v1s, but who knows? You can never speak on what might have happened. Well, you can speak on it, but like, you know, you can't be perfectly accurate. Dream again with his grenade over towards Garage. Jet dashes straight through it. He does not care about such trivial things as grenades that explode and then explode 4 extra times. You know, like, only mere mortals would be afraid of such things. Confix though gets trapped a little bit, peeks over towards spawn, can't quite find the kill as they were still falling. So the accuracy isn't quite there. And in a 5v5 retake on A, they need something coming in from behind, and Turbine is going to be just such a thing. He's going to turn away from the angle though, but gets away just in time. Hyper and Dream. Dream with a kill from the satchel charge. I haven't seen that for a very long time. This is how you retake A. I'm saying that, but I wasn't actually showing you. Never mind, I completely lied. The flank took too long to come in. Jet went back to the site. Hold off with his team. You know, it was a nice effort from the retake, but flank just took way too long. The man can't quite find the headshot, and then we are 1 round away from going into overtime. Delta don't have the best monetary situation in the world. They could definitely do with scrounging around for a few pennies off the floor. They have 3 Spectres. Hyper can afford a nice little rifle with full armor, but I don't quite know how much utility they're going to have. Not the end of the world. We're only missing 1 updraft, and how many times do you actually use both a successful, both updrafts to a successful outcome in a round? Not many. Bladestorm is available as well. So maybe if they had thought about it a bit more, maybe they could have dropped this Phantom over to someone else and used Bladestorm on the Jet. Maybe not quite enough time. Maybe they just glossed over it and didn't quite think about it. I'm not entirely sure. This is a nice change of pace from Bob. They've completely slowed it down. Waiting Delta to get aggressive, and I mean that's kind of the play, right? 1 more round and you get into overtime. But obviously the enemy are going to be trying to go for these aggressive kills. They don't quite clear the angle. Hyper peeks out a little bit too early. Sonny though is good for that one, peeking into an operator and surviving on 2 HP. This man is lucky. I'm telling you right now, he might be able to find another kill as well. Peeks out when he does. QWNC finds another one onto the B side of the map. It's in a 2v2 right now.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, he almost got caught out again. He got caught out by that in another round. He readjusts his crosshair to ping. He actually finds the readjustment there. No.
30 seconds left.
Nothing is really lost. Again, they're just playing it safe. Who knows? Confix might not have enough time to defuse again. Daring play from him. There was no way he'd have won the duel if anyone was holding from that angle. I do hear Jet going over towards A, I think. Yeah, the shot from there confirms it.
Left.
I think the bomb this time is pretty much guaranteed to go down.
Spike planted.
But really, I was gonna know that Cypher's coming over here towards long.
Last player standing.
Okay, so that's the point where you kind of realise that they might be flanking. Never mind. Dashes back towards site and gets taken down. Sonny M is going to clutch up for his team on 2 HP, finding quite a lot of kills, man. Just go for the defuse, there's no need. And they're going to take that one. They're going to be happy that they go to overtime. They've already played quite a few games tonight, so they don't want it to go on any longer. That was a nice play. They kind of split up and they almost played it together, but you know, they only just